at and where we're going. So thank you everyone for being on time for the call. Now we started off a couple of weeks ago talking about words and how words were a gift, okay, that God gave to his pinnacle of creation, which was human beings back then, because we can create in the same way. We defined several words, okay, involving millionaires and millionaire. We talked about the entire history of where the word millionaire came from and exactly what types of millionaires are there. We talked about the statistics of how many millionaires there are, how many new millionaires there are all around the world, in the United States, every hour, every day, every minute, in their industries, where they got their money from, how they got it. We talked about all of these things in the last couple of weeks. We also talked about using your words and always adopting your mind, okay, to what I consider the greatest personal development book of all time. You don't have to love it, but it works for me, the Bible. And we always ask the question, what did God say? If we ever experience a bit of self doubt, you ask yourself, what did God say? And if a verse or a reference doesn't immediately come to your remembrance, you should go find one. Okay, because the Bible also says to study to show thyself approved. It also says that the Lord opens his hand and satisfies the desires of every living thing. So it's okay to want money as long as you're going to do good stuff with it like a tool. We talked about being motivated. And we talked about the goals that you got to have, because goals are going to keep you motivated. Okay, you didn't lose motivation, you just kind of lost focus of your goals temporarily. And what did that happen? What that means is it ties us into our next habit of millionaires. Okay, of course they understand the power of their words. Of course they all operate at some type of personal development, even if it isn't the type that we do. Of course they're all extremely motivated. Okay, but they're also very, very focused. And we talked about that. Let me give you just three quick points about focus, and then we're going to move on to talk about the next characteristic, the next secret of millionaires, which is going to be confidence. So tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about focus, and we're going to be talking a lot about confidence. And then next Monday we're going to give you some new secrets that you don't know, and you'll find those out next Monday. So here's the thing about focus, because it's one thing if you're motivated and to take action and you're all over the place, you're busy, but without focus, your motivation is not laser like. For example, if I take a flashlight, that's energy, right? It's light. That's motivation. Okay, and I shine not a flashlight. I take a magnifying glass. Okay, I'm motivated, and I move the magnifying glass all across 9 or 10 different pieces of newspaper. I'm outside and I'm just moving my arm all around these different newspapers. I'm motivation. Motivation is part of the same Latin root word for motion. So I'm just moving around. I'm busy. I'm doing stuff. I'm moving my arm all around these newspapers with a big old magnifying glass, and nothing happens. My arm just gets tired. Okay. And then the next thing that happens, okay, is that when I decide to get focused and I hold that magnifying glass in one place, I'm going to set that newspaper on fire. Okay. And then if I want to, once that fire is burning, I can move the magnifying glass over, hold it over another newspaper and set that one on fire. So eventually I can set all the newspapers on fire, okay, if I focus. But if I don't focus, I will set no newspapers on fire. Okay, my arm is the same, the newspaper the same, the sun is the same, the magnifying glass is the same. The focus is what gets the desired result. Okay, you got to be focused, not just on one network marketing company, but you have to be mentally, okay, focused on the activities that it takes. All right, so let's talk about that. Number one, that you got to really have focus. There's three tips on focus. Okay, you got to take a strong dose, 5 to 10,000 milligrams a day. We talked about this yesterday a little bit. Of vitamin N. You got to take vitamin N almost every day if you're focused. Well, Will, what is vitamin N? It's the word no. You got to say the word no. Once you start motivated to get your goals, you know what your goals are, you're focusing on your goals, you're going to have to say no to almost everything that takes you off the path of achieving your goals. Okay, typically it's a lot of social activities. Okay, typically it's a lot of people pleasing and things of that nature. Sometimes it's even going to be maintaining some degree of peace in your home temporarily. Okay, you got to be focused, and saying no when people ask for your time is very important. Why? Because time is more valuable than money. All right, time is more valuable than money. The story about the Mexican fisherman, and he's just out there, he goes out and a tourist is watching him. A tourist is watching this guy fish, The fisherman goes out, catches two big fish pretty relatively quickly, goes back and is driving home. Comes back the next day and is going to do the same thing. Catches two fish. Only this time he puts up a chair, pulls out a beer, and relaxes and has a drink on the beach. And then very shortly after, his wife and kids join him, and they just on the beach having a beer, hanging out, having a good time. And the tourist goes over to the guy after watching the same behavior for about a week. Okay, right off beautiful beach in Mexico, white sandy beaches. The tourist comes over and says, "Hey man, why are you only catching two fish a day?" He says, "Well, that's all we need to eat." He says, well, "Wait a minute, why don't you should go back in there and you should be catching fish instead of an hour a day. You need to do 8 hours a day, 16 hours a day. Hustle, 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 grind, grind, grind. Catch 40 fish, go sell them at the market and make a whole bunch of money." And then he says, "Well, what I'm gonna do then?" He says, "Then you're gonna teach your sons how to fish. Y'all are all gonna go ahead and your daughters how to fish. Y'all are gonna catch hundreds of fish a day, and then you can go sell them all at the market and make a bunch of money." He says, "What do I do then?" He says, "And then you're going to hire some guys who are going to help you clean the fish so you and your sons and now your wife can also spend more time fishing, and you're going to go to the market and make tons of money. And then you can open up your whole fish market and make a whole bunch of money." He said, "What are we going to do then?" He says, "Then you can just relax, go out to the beach, have a beer, and just relax and spend time with your family because you made it." Now, I want that to really resonate with you, okay? Because the thing that's more important is than money is time. Okay? For my people who missed that story totally, I know it's a couple of y'all missed the whole point to the story. Let me put it this way. In life, you have four balls that you always juggling. Okay? Drop them, pick them up, catch them. You're always juggling these four balls. Okay? Now, three of these balls are made out of rubber, and one of these balls is made out of glass. Okay, the three rubber balls are going to be your money, all right, your health, and your relationships, all right. The ball made out of glass, all right, is time. Now you're juggling these, and if you drop the rubber ball labeled money, it's okay if you drop your money. You can always get your money back. You can get another job, you can start your network marketing business, you can do a lot to get money back. If you drop the rubber ball, okay, that says health, all right, you might get sick, you might catch a cold one day, or maybe get in a wreck or something like that. But guess what? Hopefully, Lord willing, with all the supplements and modern medicine, some good rest and water and some other stuff, you'll probably be able to get your health back. I think we've all lost money before and made it back, right? I think we've all been sick before and got healthy again. Even with relationships, you may get your heart broken, you may break somebody's heart. You may be married and then divorced, and then listen, you may find love again. Sometimes you'll fall out with your family. I didn't talk to my brother for almost a year. We just had fell out, and guess what? We made up, and we're all good, right? Because if you drop the ball that says money, you can get it back. It's rubber. It bounces. If you drop the ball that says health, you can get it back. It's rubber. If you drop the ball that says relationships, you can bounce and get it back. But time, you can never get back. It's just so rare. And anything that you cannot get any more of is infinitely more valuable than something that you can. You can print money at the Federal Reserve all day. You can never print more time. It doesn't work that way. And millionaires understand that. So they understand the power of focus. Okay, and you got to be able to say no. Next thing about focus is being consistent. I find that if you pre-frame your workday and you write down a list of things you need to accomplish the next day, it's very, very helpful. There was actually a guy, I forget his name, but it was a consultant, uh, probably 1800s or early 1900s. There was a business consultant who came in to do some work. I think it was for maybe W. Clement Stone or some other popular person back in the day, maybe the mid 1900s, whenever it was. And this consultant was tasked with making the business. It was either the insurance company or some type of business, making the business more profitable. All right. Now the consultant comes in and says, "Hey, I don't really have a rate per se. I'm going to work with your people. Tell me how, everything about the business. I'm going to ask them questions. I'm going to put together a strategy. I'm going to come back with the strategy. And based on how much you enjoy the strategy and the results, you work the strategy that I give you for a month. I come back in a month and you pay me what you think it's worth." That's how I operate. So they hired this consultant. He comes in, and this is the strategy that the consultant said. He said, "Your people need to focus, and this is what everybody in this office is going to start doing. Before you go to bed at night, you are going to write down 6 things that you absolutely must accomplish tomorrow. 6 things, no more than 6. Okay, exactly 6 things. Now, things that are habits, Like going to work that day. No, we know you're going to work. You don't have to put that on there. Brushing your teeth. No. Washing your face. No. That stuff is eating the sap. No, that's all. You'd run out of stuff as soon as you brush your teeth. Go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, drink coffee. That's 4 things right there. No. Work related tasks, 6 things you must accomplish. Absolutely must, in order of most important to least important. Not the quickest or easiest, but in weight in terms of gravity. Do the most important thing first. Okay. And if you don't get everything done that day, you're going to go back home. You're going to make another list of 6 things, but you cannot put any new things on the list unless you completed the thing from before. So if I had 6 business tasks to accomplish today, I only got through 4 of them. When I come back tonight, I can only add 2 things to my list, and I'm going to try to knock them all out again tomorrow. But I can never add things unless I finish things. And 6 kept people really fine-tuned, just 6 work activities. Okay. At the end of the month, he comes back and the guy cuts him a check that was so big the consultant didn't have to work for another year because the company had taken over and broken every sales record that was in the big company, that particular office branch that the consultant went to, and people are still using that particular system today. Okay, of having a focused list of only 6 things. And it helps if you write that list down the night before when you go to bed. Right before you go to bed, write that down. Your brain's going to be in the right brainwave state to receive that information. And while you go to sleep, just the way God set up the human brain, your subconscious mind is going to be working on ways to get that thing done. That's a whole nother training. Okay, so you go ahead and you handle that. All right, you go ahead and handle that. So the next thing that happens, because you're writing it down, you also need to write down the time and place that you're going to get these things accomplished, and write down any tools that you need to get this stuff accomplished, and write down anything that difficulty that might pop up and address that before you even go to bed. Okay, what'll I do if I'm supposed to contact this person and they don't respond to my call? Okay, I'll send them a text message. What if I send a text message? Then I'm gonna email them. What if I don't email them? I'm gonna call them back and I'm gonna send them a voicemail, and that's it. I'm gonna always give it 4 bites. If I don't get them after that, then this particular contact was not supposed to get made today. Text, phone call, like a Facebook message, voicemail, and an email. If you don't respond to none of that, all right, I'm good. I did my job. So focus and write down the things you should prepare yourself for the day the night before. Last thing we'll talk about as far as focus. Okay, there it is, Seymour. You know it. The last thing about focus is the future you is always fighting the current you. You always think you have more time. You always think you have more time. See, that's the problem. A lot of people are watching football right now. They're watching the Saints, I'm telling you. A lot of people are, and I commend everybody who's on this Zoom who's doing other things, but who is doing this Zoom at the same time. I commend you for making the time. Okay. Some people are watching the Astros and the Phillies back when they were playing. Okay. That's the current them. Now, what's going to happen is they're not using any of that time. Some people are watching Netflix right now, which is okay. It's fine. There should be some time for rest and recreation and fun. You should have these things in your life. Schedule them. Okay. Schedule these things. But what ends up happening is if current you is always doing things that feel good, future you is going to suffer. And future you want to be rich. Future you want to be a millionaire. But future you is literally trying to kick down the door to say, God, dog, current you, if you keep acting like you rich, we're never really going to be rich. You see, you're doing too much socializing. You're not doing the work-related activities. You ain't even talked to 2 people today about your business. You're not going to make it. But current us is so hopeful and optimistic that we think it's all going to work out great. We can just keep doing the same things we're doing that got us to the place that we're at. And remember, as far as focus and as far as results, because in network marketing, people say, oh, I want to be duplicated. I want to be duplicatable. I want to be duplicatable. No, it's not that you're going to duplicate you. You want to duplicate a positive result. It's the results you want to duplicate, not the people. You want to duplicate the result. As far as results go, current you is optimistic. Future you is a realist. And we are the sum totals of our habits. If your bank balance right now is actually the sum total, it is an indicator. Your current bank balance right now is an indicator of how much money you made, how much money you spent, how much you saved, how much you invested, how much you worked, how much you wasted. Your bank account balance right now is a lagging indicator of your financial habits for the last 6 months and 6 years. Understand your weight. Oh, well, I need to lose 50 pounds. You didn't get that weight today. If your weight, whatever it is, good or bad, your weight is a lagging indicator of what your eating and exercise habits have been over the last 6 weeks, 6 months, and 6 years. Okay? Everything is created twice, once in thought and second in physical reality. But everything that you're happy about or sad about right now is a lagging indicator. You are a compilation of your habits, whatever they are. That's why being on time is important. Okay? So now we're going to talk about confidence, because you got to give the vote to future you. All right. And to start off this conversation about confidence, we're actually going to be done a little early tonight because we got Social Media Mondays at 8. Okay. Confidence is, to start it off, you got to know where you are, and you got to be real about where you are. You got to recognize where you are. Where am I right now? Am I talking like I'm not speaking affirmations over myself, which you should do, but is my activity level indicative of somebody who's way more successful than I am? Okay, because you got to be hungry, like Les Brown said. You got to be hungry. Okay, so number one, you got to recognize where you are. Like in sports, you got to know what the score is going into the fourth quarter. Is it 32-35? Is it 50-0? Is it 10-10? Like, what is the score? Where am I right now? That's number one with confidence. Number two, you got to really appreciate the word yet. It's the most underrated 3 words in the English language, yet. Yeah, I may not be a multimillionaire yet. Some of y'all may not, like you say, oh, I might not be a millionaire yet, but I'm on my way. I may not be a billionaire yet in the physical, but I am in my mind and I'm on my way. Yet is a very powerful word. Okay. I haven't recruited the next rock star in my business yet, but I know they're on the way. I got here. I know they're going to get here. Just understand the word yet can sometimes take the edge off, and you don't feel as like you're just being a fraud. Some people suffer from imposter syndrome. I read that's a thing now, imposter syndrome. Okay, so much capping and goofiness going on social media. Some people are actually suffering from something called imposter syndrome, whatever that even means. Okay, you just got to use the word yet, and you won't be an imposter. I'm not a diamond yet, but in my mind I am. And I know that whatever I do in my mind is going to manifest in my physical reality in due season. So I'm going to just stay focused. All right, I'm going to stay focused and still motivated and keep working. Okay, next up, very quickly, to understand confidence, it's going to understand when you should be confident and when you should not be down on yourself. Let me tell you when you should not be down on yourself almost anytime. Okay, because there are levels to mastery of anything. The levels of mastery. Now, the first level is unconscious incompetence. It's that you don't know what you don't know. You don't know how bad you are. But if you start doing something for any significant period of time, you're going to realize, if it's something new, that you probably suck at it. All right. Then you're going to graduate to level 2 of mastery. Level 2 is conscious incompetence. I know where I am now. I know the score. I'm not very good. But if you decide to get better, you will immediately graduate to level 3, which is conscious competence. I'm putting in the work right now. That's the part that people hate. The rubber hits the road at level 3 of mastery. And if you just stay at level 3 long enough, if you put in enough work at level 3, just keep putting the work in, keep putting the work in, keep putting the work in, enjoy the process, trust the process, keep putting the work in, persist, never quit, keep putting the work in, you're going to graduate to level 4 of mastery, which is unconscious competence. It's just natural to you now. It flows. The calls flow, the three-way calls flow, the recruiting flows, driving a car flows. You had to drive a car for a long time before you became unconsciously competent and you became super, super comfortable. I'm so comfortable driving a car, I could drive with my knee, eat a cheeseburger, text message. I don't recommend doing none of that. I'm saying it's safe, but I can do all that and really still be a better driver than the 16-year-old version of myself that was all focused on driving. Because I've done it so long, I've graduated from conscious competence to unconscious competence. Okay, it's natural now. You're in flow semi-permanently now. So if you understand the levels of mastery and you're doing network marketing, you're working on your financial literacy, you're going to be a millionaire, and you start experiencing some failures, Okay, you don't feel bad about that because you go, oh, that's just level one or level two. I didn't know what I didn't know. I'm making some mistakes. That's fine. Now I'm gonna take that failure and I'm going to rebound from that. All right, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Another thing about confidence, in order to develop the skill set, because people who have the skills are confident. Steph Curry, very, very confident. Peyton Manning, when he was playing football, very, 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 very confident. Okay, people are Floyd Mayweather, very, very confident. All right, some people are just very, very, very confident. All right, very confident. Why? Because they've mastered the skills. So what I tell people is fall in love with the rank. You want to be a diamond? Cool. Fall in love with that. Fall in love with silver. Put silver on your, if you're bronze, put silver on your vision board. If you're silver, put gold, and so on and so forth. But fall in love with the rank, but get married to the work. Okay? Fall in love with the goal. Yeah, you should look at your goal every day. You should love on it, speak affirmations, make a big, pretty vision board. Yep. Fall in love with the goal, but marry the work. The work is every day. The work is the grind. The work is putting the work in. Okay. And I don't believe that we should have to strive and hustle like that, but I'm just talking about there will be some work. It'll be the easiest work you've ever done, quite frankly, especially if you've had hard jobs before. Because the good book says the servant of the Lord shall not strive. So I don't believe he's supposed to be struggling like that. Not supposed to be struggling, supposed to be thriving. Okay. But if you really understand it, that you should marry the work. I love talking to people. I love leaving emails and voicemails. I love following up with people. I love putting people into the system. I love handling objections. I love all of this stuff. Okay. Because I fell in love with the goal. All right. And you should too. But you marry the work. All right. It's quick to fall in love. That's easy. But marriage, that's a commitment. That's a commitment till death do us part, for better or for worse. That's how you got to feel about your HBN business. You got to marry the work, the hard part, quote unquote. Okay. Another thing to help your confidence, familiarity, okay, practice and repetition. And all of these themes about confidence are interrelated, as you've noticed. Okay, familiarity, you get familiar with something, maybe read a book, watch a video or two, like, you know what? Yeah, okay, I think I maybe might be able to do that. Then you start practicing it. And once you start practicing, you just get the numbers up, like in basketball, just get the shots up. Just get the shots up. Why was Kobe Bryant such an incredible shooter? Because he would shoot, I think, 400 or 500 made shots a day. It was nobody was doing that. Nobody was doing that. Okay. Familiarity, practice, and repetition over and over and over again. All right. Another characteristic, I think this, I don't know what number this is, about confidence. There's a survey done of female executives that are top tier $1 million executives. Big survey done. These are $1 million CEOs, $1 million CFOs, but $1 million ladies in corporate America. And the survey overwhelmingly said the number one trait that got them to where they were to where they are, the number one trait, I'll let y'all guess it. It was confidence. Okay. It was confidence. Just understand that. That's the number one trait that you can work on. So the first week we were praying for motivation. Okay, the second week we were praying for wise speech. Okay, the wise words. All right. Now you're going to be praying this week for the next 7 days. You're going to be praying every night before you go to bed. Okay, for supernatural confidence. How many people put in the chat? How many people been feeling more motivated the last 3 weeks? How many people been praying every night and falling, just been there and been feeling more motivated? Honestly, just something, just something about it just feels a little different this time to put the work in. You might not even know everything you're doing, but you should be feeling a little bit more motivated to get to that gym, a little bit more motivated to not do the stuff you know you don't need to do. If you've been feeling a little bit motivated, let's keep that going. Start thanking God in advance. Okay. Let's really start doing that, because now we're going to start praying for again supernatural confidence, and this is going to be fun. And you got to do it the same way. You're visualizing it. You're doing before you go to bed. You're thanking God in advance. You're putting that work in. Now you're putting the mental work in. Okay. Now another thing you can do to be more confident, in addition to praying every single night, like Jacob said, I'm not letting you go till you bless me. You don't stop praying that prayer till God bless you with the supernatural confidence, and you can feel it. You notice it. All right. Push stand for pray until something happens. PUSH. All right. The word debt, DEBT, stands for doing everything but tithing. But y'all ain't ready to hear that one yet. Let's move on to number 7. Debt. All right. Move on. Number, no, not number. I don't know what number we at. Okay. But here we go. All right. Here's another way to be more confident. All right. Remind yourself of your wins. Remind yourself of how good you are in something other than what you're currently doing, especially when you experience any self-doubt at all. Okay, nothing wrong with self-doubt. It's perfectly natural. Everybody's going to experience periods of confidence and periods of self-doubt and spirit and senses of I don't care, apathy, just lazy lethargicness. Everybody's going to experience those three things in different areas. Everybody's going to experience those three things in different time frames. So you might be kind of down on yourself, having self-doubt 10% of the time, 20% of the time, 30% of the time. That's fine. You might be super, super full of yourself and excited and confident and optimistic 40% of the time. Okay. And then another 30% of the time, you're just like, whatever. You want to increase the amount of time that you're confident, okay, in yourself. And then you want to decrease the amount of time that you're not feeling good. Okay, and just decrease the amount of time. But we all go through it, so don't feel bad if you experience self-doubt. But remember your wins. Remember in high school when you won that championship, or remember you got selected to do the solo at the concert, or remember that time you actually talked to the girl, talked to the boy, and they said yes. Remember that time you got your outfit on at the mall, and you went to the high school dance and you was killing it. Just remember the good times. Remember the time when you got that promotion. Remember the time when you had that money in the bank account and how proud you were when you paid that bill off or whatever it was. Just remember all the good stuff that's happened to you. Don't focus on the negative and just thinking about good things that happened to you in the past as you walk around in your day. All right. The time you graduated from high school, the time you graduated from college, every single win. Right. That's it, Marcus. Tell him. Tell him. Okay. You walk around thinking about your wins, you're going to automatically be in a more confident energy. Head up, chest out, shoulders back, brain engaged, thinking about what? All the times I done won something. Even the little stuffed animals at the little machine at the arcade. Every single win. I'm always playing the winning recording video of my past wins. You can never take those from me. I will always play it, and I'm going to attract more wins in the future. That's one of the most important things we talked about tonight. Okay. Now, here's another thing. This is how I really want you to develop a deep, deep, deep inner confidence. This is part of the peace that surpasses all understanding. Okay, this next part. All right. Know every possible out. If you know every possible outcome of a situation, and you know deep down that no matter what happens, you're gonna end up okay. That's confidence. I'm gonna say that again. When you confronted with a situation and you know every possible outcome, good, bad, ugly, look at all the different outcomes of the situation, but you know that no matter what happened, I get the job, I don't get the job. I sign them up, I don't sign them up. I shoot, if the ball go in, the ball don't go in. It really don't matter. I get the rank, I don't get the rank. Whatever it is, know all the possible outcomes of a situation and just know deep down in your heart that no matter what, you're going to be okay. That is a serious, deep level of confidence. Y'all need to put a star by that one, okay? Another thing to be more confident, be 10% bolder. Just be 10% bolder. Bible says ye have not because ye ask not. I know it's so funny. And don't, I'm not telling y'all this story to go do it. I'm just telling y'all what happened. It was so funny. Isaac Whitaker, I just saw Charlotte Whitaker. Isaac Williams. Isaac Williams is on a leaderboard crushing it, and he's using our hot market system 2 months in a row. If y'all haven't learned our hot market system, I highly recommend you come to Vegas and learn it ASAP. Okay, he's using the hot market system. He called me out the blue and said, "Hey, Will, can you do me a favor?" I said, "Yeah, bro, what you need, man?" He said, "Will, do me a favor. Go to my website and get a product right quick. I don't care what you get. Do me a favor and go to my website right quick. Just get anything. Even your little 25 CV thing." You know what? I couldn't even be mad. I said, "Bro, you done hit me with the stuff I taught you." I was shocked that he was only the first person in history to ever do that. It was hilarious. And what did I do? I ran right over there and I ordered a product from his website. I kept my word just because how bold he was. Now it's too late. Y'all can't go do it. But my point is, it was really, really awesome to see somebody operating 10% bolder. Okay, I'll tell you last thing about that one. There was a survey done of 160,000 people who all said they wanted to make more money. And these are job holders. Okay, 160,000 people all said they want to make more money. Okay, out of 160,000 people, only 55,000 people asked for a raise at work when they did this survey the next week. 55,000 out of 160,000. So 160,000 people wanted to make more money. 55,000 of them had the guts to ask. And out of the 55,000, would you believe 40,000 of them got the raise? 40,000 out of 55,000 got the raise. No problem. Just ask. Wow, people don't ask. All right, less than a third of the people actually ask. Okay, now here's the thing about confidence again. You're going to fail sometimes. You know that. You're going through your learning curve on the levels of mastery, the unconscious incompetence, and so on and so forth. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall out, and that's fine because failure is not permanent. And in fact, it's a very, very important part of your learning process. Okay, failure is learning and an improvement. All right. And discussing your failures with your plugged in support team or sometimes with your plugged in success team, okay, your core. But sometimes discussing your failures about what I could have did better, how could I have improved, what went great, what did not go great, and how can we improve moving forward. That type of discussion is going to make learning and improvement normalized. Having transparent conversations about your perceived failures is going to make learning and improvement normalized. I can't wait. Okay. Last but not least, we only got two more and we're done. Okay. Take full ownership of your life, of every aspect of it, of your business. And it should be easy for you to take full ownership. Okay. The reason why it should be easy for you to take full ownership, okay, and not play the blame game is because you know now that your life, regardless of what happened to you, you may not be to blame for what happened to you, whatever it is, but you're responsible on how you conduct yourself moving forward, and ain't nobody coming to save you. God even told Moses in Exodus, he said, why are you calling out to me? You hold up your staff and tell the people to move forward on dry land through the Red Sea. You do it. It's crazy. Okay, you are responsible. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. According to your faith shall it be done unto you. That's another verse in the book of Matthew. According to your faith shall it be done unto you. It didn't say according to God's faith. I just need to know what God said so I know what to have faith in. Please don't miss that. I need to know exactly what God said his will for my life is for me to prosper and be in good health, even as my soul prospers, that I may spend all my days in paradise. He says this. Okay, I need to know what God said, so I know what I need to believe in based on what my social, my mental capacity and structure is on how I personally live my life. Yours might be different, but at the end of the day, the verse does say, "According to your faith shall it be done unto you." Your belief in yourself. You believe you're going to be a millionaire. You truly believe that, and you act accordingly. Guess what? That right there is the most important thing that you need. That belief. Okay, that belief. So don't play the blame game. Take full ownership of your life, your agency, your business, and everything else. Take full ownership and move forward. Because if you're giving your power away to other people, saying it's my sponsor fault, it's so and so fault, it's corporate fault, it's this person bad, it's your fault, it's Will Xander's fault, it's Marcus Jones' fault, it's Santa Claus' fault, it's my mom and daddy fault, it's the person did something to me fault. All of that, okay, cool. That's fine. You gave your power away to those people. And if you saying, oh, it's Will Xander's fault, or Will Sanders messed up HBN, da 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 da. Cool. Guess what? If that's the case, Will Sanders is the only person who can fix it and help you become successful. So you gave me all your power. All right. You got to understand that. And here's the thing: you can jump around to as many companies as you want, but until you do the mental work and the mental labor, okay, you'll always lose. Why? Because no matter where you go, there you are. No matter where you go, there you are. No matter where you travel, you always meet you. It's phenomenal. So many verses on that, so many training we could do on that. But let's cover this last point. Okay. You want to be confident? Leave room for luck. Leave room for just the serendipities and the coincidences. Leave room for those little things. Well, no, Will, hold on. Look, that's not a biblical concept. We got, hold on, my eager non-Bible school graduate. Sit tight. Okay, sit tight. I'm gonna give you a verse from Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived. Okay, and talking about the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 11. All right. And this is what it says: I have seen something else under the sun. The race is not to the swift or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise or wealth to the brilliant. I know a lot of smart broke people, or favor to the learned, but time and chance happen to them all. Ladies and gentlemen, luck is time and chance. Okay? Luck is time and chance. All right? Leave room for it, and we'll close with a story. Okay? Everything I just told you tonight is designed for you to read over these notes that you took every single day. And then at night, you pray, okay, for supernatural confidence. And then you take action the next day. Okay? You read, then you pray, and then you take action. You're motivated, you're focused, you know your goals, you're excited to achieve your goals. Now, when you have confidence, you'll start taking action. And this is it. When you're confident, that's the letter C, You're going to take action. That's the letter A. And then you're going to get R, which is results. It's car. You're driving the car. You're getting confident. You're learning how to be more confident. You're doing things. Look, you got to cut toxic people out your life, even if it's temporarily, to be more confident. You do. You got to eliminate toxic people. Okay. You got to stop. You got to stop neglecting your appearance if you want to be confident. You got to stop neglecting your appearance. You don't have to dress up to the nines every day, but take some pride in your appearance, because that's what confident people do. Think about this. Don't have to be designer everything, but you're going to look neat and well kept and well taken care of. Okay. Those are certain things you got to do. You're going to walk with your head up, shoulders back, chest out, smile. Yep, you're going to do that. You got to move more confident, because a lot of confidence is body language. But CAR, when you're confident, you're going to take action. You're going to go build your business. You're going to talk to people. Okay. You're going to ask them to join. You're going to close them. And guess what? The more action you take, the more results you get. The more results you get, the more confidence you get. The more confidence you get, the more action you take. The more action you take, the more results you get. The more results you get, the more confidence you get. The more confident you are, the more action you take, the more results you get. The more results you get, the more confident you are. The more action you take, the more results you get. Do you understand? It's a car. Getting to drive the dang thing. Okay. So there was a study done by Zappos. It's a shoe company, and they got bought. We're closing with this story, and they got bought by Amazon. Okay, they got bought by Amazon. And when you used to be an employee at Zappos back in the day, all right, and I don't know if y'all remember Zappos, it was an amazing online shoe store. They were incredible. Okay, incredible. Customer service, incredible. When you sit down for the interview, either before or after the interview for your resume and everything, they would have you take a little survey, and they would ask you if you consider yourself lucky or you consider yourself unlucky. Neutral was not an answer. You either considered yourself lucky for whatever reason, or you considered yourself unlucky for whatever reason. And then they would present you with a New York Times and an offer while they went over your resume and everything else. They said, here's a New York Times. If you can count the correct number of headlines in this paper, okay, and then return the paper to the front of the room, tell us how many headlines is in it, okay, and you'll get $100. Now, everybody completed it, and most people found all the headlines. It was like 36 headlines. Everybody found the headlines. But 80% of the group that said they were lucky found some extra text. They just happened to see it, some extra text hidden in the New York Times, because it was a customized New York Times. They found some extra text, and the text read, if you're interviewing and you're reading this, you can circle it and turn this in for an extra $150 on top of the 100 we offered for the headlines. And 80% of the people who said they was lucky got it and saw it and turned it in and got $250 total, but 0% of the unlucky people even saw it. So basically, just saying on what they were, all right, confident, lucky, whatever it is, they created a scenario where that played out in real life. And the only people who got hired were the people who said they were lucky. For a while, he never even hired anybody who didn't say they were lucky. Okay. So that's really how it operates. So we've covered confidence, we've covered focus, motivation, the power of your words, and a whole ton of different, not just mental activities, spiritual activities, but also some physical activities, okay, that you can do to make yourself more confident, more stay motivated, and get hyper focused. And next Monday, okay, make sure that you're doing your homework. You can stop the recording, Mel. Thank you so much. Next Monday,